Hello. It's such a pretty day. I thought I would do my reading outside. It's not too hot and it stopped raining for the moment. So let's go ahead and get started. Let me share a little bit of background with you first. I had asked some friends of mine what their favorite stories were when they were kids. And a couple of them came back with stories that are known as fables. Fables are very, very, very old stories. They were written ancient Greece, ancient Roman days, and each culture actually has their own version of these stories. These stories have lessons that they teach. Usually it ends with, if you have ever heard the phrase, well, the moral of the story is, fill in the blank, this is where that comes from, because all of these stories were designed to teach something. So, in keeping with our theme about tales, with tales, we're going to read a couple of stories of Aesop's fables that have to do with animals that have tails. So let me switch the camera around and we'll get started. Okie dokie. We are going to read first about the lion and the mouse. And let me get this stabilized. There we go. That's better. Okay. It starts out asking if you've ever heard the story of the lion and the mouse. I'm not going to ask you that, because I'm too busy trying to get straight. Here we go. Okay. One day, there was a big lion who was sleeping under a tree. He looked very beautiful there in the sun. And we can see the lion on the Serengeti. A little mouse began to play near the sleeping lion. Soon, another mouse began to play near the lion, too. "Look at me," said the first mouse. "I am not afraid of this big old lion." And he ran right over the lion's head. Check that out. You see that? I would not run over a lion's head. No, not at all. The other mouse wanted to show his friend that he was not afraid of the sleeping lion. "Just watch what I can do," he said. Then, to show that he was not afraid, he ran right up to the lion's head. He stopped near the lion's mouth. No way. Absolutely no way would I do that. The lion's sleep was about over. He heard the little mouse and opened one of his eyes. The mouse was so afraid that he could not run. The lion opened his other eye. "Well," he said, "what are you doing here, little mouse?" The poor mouse had never been so afraid. He did not know what to say. "You little mouse, I think I will eat you." "Oh, please do not eat me," said the mouse. "If you will let me go, I will help you someday." I don't know about that. Look at those teeth. Yeesh. The lion thought this was very funny.
"How can a little mouse like you help me?"
But because he was not hungry, the lion let the mouse run away. "Oh, thank you. Thank you very much," said the mouse. "And I will help you sometime when I can." So one day, 3 men came into the woods, and they were going to catch the lion. And you can kind of tell what it is that they're up to by looking at the picture. They're building some sort of snare and probably going to scoop him up. Okay, the next day, the lion was out in the warm summer sun. He did not know that there was a big surprise for him when he went around the trees. He did not know what the three men had done so they could catch him. It didn't take long, though. Then just like that, the lion was caught. He was caught and he could not get out. He tried and tried and tried to get out, and what a noise he made. At last, the poor lion saw that he could never get out. The mouse heard the noise that the lion had made. He ran to see if he could help the big animal. When he saw that the lion was caught, the mouse ran up to the tree. He saw a way that he could help the lion let go. "Mr. Lion," he said, "you let me go a day or two ago. Now I will help you."
"No," said the lion. "Don't take time to help me. The men who caught me will be here soon. I do not want them to get you, my little friend."
Looks kind of sad, kind of helpless. But the mouse would not go. He began to work to get the lion out. And it doesn't go into a whole lot of detail, but I want you to look at what the little mouse is doing. He's chewing on the rope. Then the lion heard the three men coming.
"You can't help me now, my little friend. Run and hide into the woods."
"No, no," said the mouse. "I will have you out in a minute. I can do it." And he did. You look at the knot. Got that knot out. Got the knot out, broke the string, and then the weight of the lion did the rest. The lion crawled out just in time.
"Right on my back," said the lion. "I will run into the woods with you."
Here we go. When the lion and the mouse had run far from the three men, the big animal said,
"Thank you, little mouse."
He sang out,
"Little friends are good friends. Never again will I say that a mouse is too little to help a lion."
and the lion and the mouse were very good friends from that day on. So, what's the moral of the story? There are quite a few. Some of the more popular ones are a kindness is never wasted. So, those of you that think anytime you do something nice for somebody that it's not worth anything, you might want to think twice about that. And this is a good one also. Everyone has need for another person. So that goes with the old saying that no one is any more important than anybody else. You see a big lion and you think they're the king of beasts, and you see this little mouse and don't think they're very significant. But at the same time, they both needed each other. So, let's get back to our second one. The second one has a lot of different names. I grew up with it being called The Tortoise and the Hare. And in this book, it's called The Rabbit and the Turtle. Okay, let me get you a good picture. There we go. Okay. Once there was a rabbit who could run very fast. But no one liked the rabbit because he always told his friends how good he was. "I can run faster than you can," he said with all of his animal friends. At last, the turtle had had enough of hearing how fast the rabbit could run. Let's get this back. There we go. Pardon me for all of the confusion. Here we go. Okay. "You're not so good," said the said the turtle. "Why, I can run as fast as you can." "You funny old turtle," said the rabbit. "I could run from here to that big tree before you crawl onto the road." What do you think? "Very well, Mr. Rabbit," said the turtle. "Let us see who can get to the big tree first." "I'm ready to go right now," said the rabbit, and he began to run. The turtle crawled after him. It was a warm day. By the time he came to the road, the rabbit wanted to go to sleep. The turtle was so far away that the rabbit couldn't see him. "I have time to take a nap and take a sleep here in the sun," said the rabbit. So he stopped running, shut his eyes, and went to sleep. Look at him, took a nap. Look at him right there. The old turtle never stopped. He crawled on and on. He came to the road and crawled on under the hot sun. The turtle wanted to go back to sleep too. It was work for him to go so far, but he kept going. He kept going on and on. At last, the rabbit opened his eyes. He looked across the road, and far away, he saw the turtle crawling his way to the big tree. The rabbit jumped up in surprise. Let me get the wind under control here. There we go. He jumped up in surprise, and he began to run just as fast as he could go. He ran and ran so that he could catch up to the rabbit and the big tree, but the turtle got there first. He crawled and got to the tree first. The rabbit could not catch up with him. And if you look real good, see the finish line? His friends drew a finish line, and he's huffing and puffing, and he's trying to catch up. Never again did the rabbit tell his animal friends how fast he could run. He knew that they would tell him that he could not run as fast as a turtle. And for a rabbit to be told that, that's kind of embarrassing. So, what's the moral of the story here? It's not so much talking about how important people are, but sometimes when people are overconfident, or when they think they're all that, as the case may be, then people have a tendency to think that they're not. They think if they're all that, or if someone believes that they're better than anybody else, then a lot of times they're proven wrong, because someone is always going to outdo them. The other lesson is, there's a phrase that's called slow and steady wins the race. And some of you may have heard that. They use that in sports a lot. They talk about pacing yourself and things of that nature. And so that's where that phrase kind of comes from, is that if you keep going, if you're slow and steady, you'll win the race. And that includes other things too, not just running or sports. It can also be if you have a goal set for yourself, and you may think that things aren't going as smoothly as you'd like, but if you keep at it, you'll get to it. So, those are the Aesop's Fables for this week. Next week I'll do part 2. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And this video will be on my YouTube channel called A Right Perspective. And would love for you to check it out, look at the playlist, and please subscribe. Bye.